Hello, everyone. I'm just checking if everything is working correctly. This is the table. This is me. And I think there should be no problem, hopefully. If you can just confirm that you can hear me and you can see me, that's going to be perfect. Hello. Hello, Lori. Hello, Liliana, and hello, Debbie. I'm so glad that you are joining, and I hope you're going to create with me a little bit. It's going to be a very informal session, and this is the first time we're trying this kind of communication, so we can meet in like the creative craft room together. So we're going to chat and we're going to create. I will let you know what I will be doing so you can do the same things, or you can work on something completely different, or you can just enjoy the time together and chat. And there's going to be an option, of course, to go live as well and to say hello to everybody if you'd like to say something, or if you'd like to show the project or tell a story. That is all possible. And if you would like to do it, there was going to be the link. That's the second link that I put in the post, but I will also keep it posted here from time to time. So you can click, then you go into the backstage, and then we can put you on the screen as well. So this is the fun part. Some of you did it before, and some of you did it when you were taking the art venture class. There were people showing the projects as well. So that was great experience. And I hope you will like it. Hello, Anya, and hello, Ilona. I'm so glad to see you. And I hope you are all okay. Ilona has to stream. Yeah, she can only chat because her devices have no camera. So no problem. You can just talk to us, and we will feel that you are here. So just I will check the second camera now. I will go to the table, and you will confirm everything is fine. And if it is, then I will start chatting a little bit, and we will start journaling process. So let me remove myself. Hello. I'm just checking now if you can hear me properly. And what I'm going to do, I will go to the second device to see if everything is fine on this camera. No, not this one. Wrong email. You will do your third journal page ever, Anya. Wow, that is great. This is going to be so good. Have you got the echo, like the echo now, Lori? Because I had to remove myself from there. There should be no echo now. I just have to check. You know, this is kind of funny with this because my two devices, they can hear each other. Yeah, that's what this is. These things can hear each other, my phone and my computer, and I tried to go with the voice to the minimums, but you know, things happen. Okay, so we can presume everything is fine. I will again go back to the table for a moment to talk to you. I will try to mute it as much as possible, but I plug in the earphones, but perfect. So at least when I'm here, there will be no problem. Wonderful. Ha! That's what we needed. Oh, we have Jason and Nancy here as well. So before we are going to start, just a little bit, okay. Before we are going to start, hello and welcome. I will be very interested in, checking what do you think about this kind of stream after we finish. Did you enjoy it? Was that fun? I was hoping this is going, because this is such a small group, we can do this kind of solution when we are, all together creating and talking as if we are in one room to, just sharing the space. So we can't do it with the huge group because that would be too distracting to create and to talk and to do all the things. But with the smaller group, I think it may work. And if you're going to like this kind of plan, this kind of option, we can try to do similar things in the future. So for today, the plan is easy peasy, as you say, easy peasy lemon squeezy. We're going to just go freestyle with the journals. And I'm going to talk in the meantime about my thinking process. And from time to time, I will take a break. And I will ask you if there's anyone who would like to share the progress of the project or maybe talk about something. And then this is the moment where you can go in and share on the screen what you are doing or what you want to say. And that is, this kind of interaction we can have. And of course, this is new, the StreamYard, it's new thing for me and I'm trying to learn, but it's great to see how it all works. I can see Jason and Nancy, they are setting up some serious camera here. So they are backstage. They're probably going to come and say hello before we are going to start, but I can see oh my God, they have cool room. Wait, I will just put you on for a moment. Is that okay? So you can wave to, yeah? Okay.
Show us some of your stuff. There you go. It's our basement. This is our basement. And then we craft down here with all the goodies that from your classes. So thank you. You inspired us a lot.
That is wonderful. And thank you so much. I was supposed to do the same thing because I wanted to show what we did yesterday in the class. And I'm going to post the photos tomorrow. So this is the cover, which I finished, and this is the original. So some of you were here. This is awkward. Okay, this way. Some of you were here yesterday with me, and we were doing that kind of project. So today you can work inside. This is the great plan. So I'm looking forward to see some progress. And for those of you who are new to the stream, remember this is very easy. If you want to join, the link is there's a second link in the post on Patreon, but also I will put it here now so you can see it. Invite, copy, paste. Okay, this is this link. And if you are going to click into it, then you will be able to join and to wait in the backstage until I will put you in. So I will always check first if you're ready, so you can show me that, yeah, it is okay. And we can work on a little bit on the progress together, or we can chat about anything. Hello to, I think this is Dorothy, and hello to our lovely Becky, and Oh, Dance Mobile Artiste. That's our French friend who has a very complicated name here. So everybody, welcome. And again, I will show you what we were doing yesterday. This was the class which was done with art workshops in UK. And we were working on the journal cover. I will show you on the table, that is better lighting. And yesterday afternoon, we had this extra fun with matte waxes, liquid acrylics, and metallic waxes, crackle paste, and 3D matte gel plus tissue paper. And these are the results. And honestly, this is really, really fun project to make. And when Sue asked me about what can I do for her, is it possible to do online class as we did in the past in person? It was a little bit of a challenge because that was in the very busy time, and I had that journal planned as in-person class. And as in-person classes are kind of not coming yet, I figured out, let's do it. And she liked it, and we did it, and it was a lot of fun. I can see Chris is here as well. Hello, hello. Do you want to say hello to everybody now, or you want to wait? Okay, she's going to wait. And now I'm going to go to my table, and I will let you know what I'm going to do. You could see on my table, I want to work in my mini Japanese book. This is the one that I was showing you before. And I posted the video on making the page with the green colors and the ladies with the butterfly wings before. And I really like that format. I love the paper texture. I love the print. And as you can see on the top, I prepared already some of the scraps of papers and some lace. And as usual, on my table, I have a lot of supplies, which are paints, brushes, so all of that I have on hand. As you can see, I'm really messy in the background. This is really backstage of the studio. Here is the ball I use for my stretching of the back. So yeah, I figured this is the real life and this is how it works. So let's start. And if you want to, you can do the same steps with me, and then we are going to compare what kind of effect you are going to have after all the things we are going to do together. Because I can say, okay, now I'm going to use the stencil with modeling paste, but it's up to you which stencil you are using, what kind of paste you're applying, and where. And the same happens with adding scraps of paper or adding lace or adding pencils. You know, let's try to see what is going to happen. And in the meantime, I will have my one eye on the chat. But also, I asked my husband to check on you from time to time here. So if there will be some questions or some people would like to come in and show what we are doing, this is going to be possible. Like, he is going to be supervising you all. So here we are. I think I muted everybody, so there should be no problems. But, you know, just in case, if you can hear some echo, you have to let me know. Can you hear me now without any problems? I will just show you what this book really is, in fact. I probably don't use it the proper way, but it still has the tag with the price inside, and it says Nakao Bookshop. And I bought it in Osaka, I think, on the market. And I have no idea what the book is about, but I love the paper and the print. And of course, it's going this way, as far as I know. But what is really cool about Japanese books, this paper is so thin. They just put it like this inside of the books. So it's quite good when it comes to journaling on the top. So of course, when you are going to journal, it's usually a very good idea that you are going to prime your page, because if you want, this paper you have, it may absorb, and this one for sure is going to absorb a lot. So, oh, I forgot my apron. So my first step is going to be using a little bit of the primer, and because this print is quite bold, I'm going to use white gesso, and I will try to do it in more or less careless style. And in the meantime, when the gesso is drying, I can look through my papers and my scraps and pick the topic for today's journal page. I only can tell you I found one thing that I really want to include and I feel inspired by it. And I don't have any other ideas. I was thinking I will try to imitate the real creative process when you just come to your table with your head completely blank and you just want to create to relieve your stress and to just do something with your hands. So you can see this kind of careless coat of gesso is going to be my plan. There are some other pages I did in this. I open my journal on the page. This is the one I was showing you on the video. Let's go here. I will use the clip to keep it in place. And instead of brush, I will just use the silicone brush to put the coat of gesso mostly on the smaller page here, and then a little bit on the top as well. I try to recreate similar setup, and I don't know how many pages I'm going to do today, but one is minimum. So I'm really huge fan of this print. That's why I'm just going to go in a thin way to don't cover too much. Sometimes when you work in old books, you would like to see what they really have on the pages. You don't want to kill everything with white gesso. But if you have white paper in your journal, you can just put one careless coat, or you can put completely perfect coat. It's up to you. Usually, I don't go too perfect. And now, I'm going to look through my scraps of paper, and I will try to find the things which are going to inspire me for this project. I have some old photos, and on most of them, they're just people. I absolutely love people, and even if they're not my family, they bring a lot of great memories. Like this looks completely like some meeting in Russia, like Soviet Russia, because on the left side, if you can see it, there is red flag with the hammer and this tool, like this reaping tool they had, and there is Lenin's head. So this is really interesting one. And there are some girls. These are my mom and my aunt and my grandma. And this is the thing I'm inspired about. Inspired with. This is half of the note of the Polish note of 100 Polish zloty. I would say it was last used in what was the year, honey, when we were using these? Do you remember? Before we changed to the new money, it has to be in the late 90s. Look, in the middle of the 90s, this was the last time we were using this money. So I have half of it, and it's useless, of course, but it would be great part of the journaling process. So I want to keep it. And I have some cute tag. Here are some stamps, but wrong color. I'm going red today because of this. They have a lot of cool scraps of paper. I absolutely love I'm back. So I wanted to combine these things together, and now I would like to go with the photo that will be from similar times. Another good cool thing, this is a label from probably like 70s, also from Poland, from some kind of optical, the glass you put into the glasses. So I have that. And as usual, I will start with some basic things such as tapes. And in fact, the great photo to use today, now I can see it, is my dad. This would be early 70s. Early 70s, and he is just, standing there looking handsome, in his opinion. So that is a perfect one for today. And then we're going to see what will happen with that. So because this is all about my time in Poland, I can use a bit of the older things that are going to be connected with that. There's another label. This is just the sizes of the clothes and information how to wash it properly. That will go very nicely. Some beautiful handwriting. Oh my God, this handwriting is so, I'm so envious. Oh, wow. Okay. This is beautiful. And some Band-Aid. That would be quite cool as well. This is a smaller piece. Maybe this. This. Some old paper from the book. So now that will be the moment when I will try to channel the emotions, the feelings I've got for this certain time in the past. Some kind of memories that I think may be good to help me work on this kind of project. Some things that I would just remember from my childhood. And I will see where this is going to take me. It sounds very serious, but it's fun. In fact, it's just like deep breath and looking at these things, trying to get connection with that. This is real money. People were using that. These were real objects people throw away, and now I'm going to include that into my artwork as part of the project. This is, of course, a little bit too big, so I probably will use only part of it, but I am really happy about this photo I picked and the combination of the elements. So very likely this page is going to be about my dad, but we'll see what happens. No, you are not too late, Vasilis. Welcome. We are going to do like freestyle journaling and chatting. And I was just explaining how I pick the elements for my journal page. How can you try to think about what to do? And my way today is to use the old papers that bring memories. I was showing that my finding for today is half of this old Polish note from 70s and 80s. And the last time it was used in the 90s. And some papers which are going to help me create quite cool looking composition. I hope, because you never know. And first we need some layers in the background. This is what I usually start with. This photo is of course too big. I will need to cut it much smaller. So this is for the next steps. So now I can focus on finding some paper that would work as a background of my journal page. And what is lovely, when you use vintage paper, it just tears so easily. It's so easy to tear it in any shape you like. That's why I love working with the papers like this. So at this stage, we're going to prepare the background layers. Scraps of paper, maybe some tapes, maybe some basic elements. And you'll see this just takes a moment to build a project like that. And you don't have to glue it perfectly. I'm just going to be a little bit careless. Still doesn't try make an art journal. It's not for everyone. It's more like creative exercise, and it also helps people to release emotions. So sometimes when you are angry or frustrated or sad or just not feeling yourself, this may be your way to release the emotions. And I remember I was journaling once. I have this journal on hand here because I want to show it to you. And basically, it was the time not long after we moved here to Ireland. And because I wanted to use family photos only, and I wanted to include real vintage elements such as buttons or tickets in that project, it was bringing so many memories from home that I cried almost every time when I did it. And I'm not saying this is the right way of doing things, but it was helping me to release the emotions I had after, moving to new country, changing things in your life, being away from people that you love, people who are close to you, but at the same time, somehow that the things that you really miss, they don't exist anymore. These people you miss the most, they're usually not there. Places that you miss, they changed. And you miss the time in the past and the people in the past in certain places. But when you come back, you realize they're not the same anymore. So it was kind of a painful and important process. Yeah, I had to go through that to understand what is happening with me and why we are doing things like that. So now I'm just adding more layers. And of course, they are covering my beautiful parts of the Japanese print, but I will come with more gesso in the future. Yeah. Yeah, with your dad, if you had some emotions to release, yeah, sometimes you have to do tons of art journaling. Some people really do it to deal with trauma. Some people do it to just, just keep memories closer to their heart as well. It all depends what you feel like. Some people go to therapy, some people do art journaling, some people just use the journal as a way to express what they feel at the moment. That's why I'm not always in the mood when it comes to doing the journals. Yeah. It is complicated. And I've seen a lot of different journaling exercises, and there's no one way that would be the right way of art journaling. It's such individual and personal process that's hard to answer the question how to do it, because for every person the answer is going to be different. So if you have some things that you would like to think through, sometimes when you look at your journal page, you're going to find answers. Like you're going to see that things are coming together this or that way because you feel this or that. And you have some things that are bothering you, or you have them on your mind. And you just want to release, right? Or you want to deal with that, or you want to forget, or you want to heal, or you just have a bad day and you feel absolutely frustrated. And it does happen, like for no reason. You wake up and you feel like, oh, I just want to, disappear for a moment. Honestly, even things like that can be inspiring. So I will try to include that somewhere because I absolutely love this line of paper. I will show you some of the pages I made during this therapeutic journaling, when I was, in a way, telling my family that I miss them so much. And they are special. So this is one of the pages I made at that time. It's my dad again. And I just used a little bit of color and a lot of pencil. I was at the pencil stage at that. And I even wrote, seriously, best dad ever. And then vintage elements, vintage book and label. And yeah, there has to be something old. Old paperclip. Yeah. Here it was about my granddad. I lost him when I was 13, and I loved him very much. He was like the first person in my family, so close family, to go away when I was a child. So it was a very painful process. It was unexpected death as well, so it was hard to deal with that, and we missed him badly. And vintage elements. This is Irish sewing cotton polo thread. So this is part of the spool, I think, vintage. And here is the screw, and there is a little element from the sink and some kind of metal thing, and the spring from the pencil, sorry, from the pen. Daughters always love that and son their mothers. No, I don't think this is the rule, but kind of maybe. This is my uncle. And I kept using the same color palette for some time because it was like the ongoing process. This is my dad and his friends in the 70s. I think they were quite cool for that time. And there are many old tickets in the background. So as you can see, it's just like creating layout after layout to show the emotions I had at that time. And this one is one of my favorites because of the colors, but also because of the photo. And this is my grandpa and my grandma. And this was in the time when my grandma was still with us, when my grandpa was dead. And my grandma was missing him very, very much. She was devastated. So the text I added here was together forever. So you can see how it goes. You don't need a lot to create something. And today I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just starting with the simple background, putting some tapes, putting some papers, intentionally picking the papers which I think connect with my story and my photos. So things, you know, in Polish language, for example. And yeah, see, I just look at the photos and I start crying. So no crying today. This part is done. And just simple things are going to be enough. This is also in Polish, beautiful handwritten text. Yeah, that should be a good start. Oh, Vasily, and big hug for you. I know your loss is very, very painful and it's so recent. So looking and listening to people sniffing and crying on internet is not the best thing for you now. My dad is 85 and still cool. And this is very good news. Andrew's grandpa is 94 I think. And how old is your grandpa? 94 or 93? 95. Yeah, and he just, yeah, he's doing okay. Now he's got a new girlfriend. That's a good thing. He's visiting his neighbor. So they spend some time together. And I think they plan to spend Easter together as well. So I think that's lovely. It's very sad to be alone when you're an older person. So it's great that he could organize something for himself. Like he preferred to be in his neighbor's company than with his own children, which I think is quite cool. I think she has to be a nice person. Do you know this neighbor, honey? This lady?
Yes. This is old friend, old family friend.
Old family friend. Perfect. Now, I would like to add some color from the tape. Oh, yeah, you're 1983 and so toxic. I know. Not all the dads and grandpas are nice. Don't cry, Ilona, please. It should not be crying session, just journaling session. Oh, what have I done? Teabag, of course. I will have to add that as well. Now I'm looking for some kind of tape that would have some red color in it. Because, you know, remember, I'm planning to use this pink-red note. So maybe I have something that will be in the right color. Oh, got it. I have big container with washi tape here. No, yeah, it's fine. I'm really fine. It's, you know, it's just going through some memories is not easy, and we all have these. So I think what is hard on us now that we can't really spend the time with the people we love because travels are not possible and it's not so easy to be in touch. And that's why we feel it a little bit more than usual. Okay, look what I've done in my background so far. This is like the beginning stage. I'm going to add a little bit of gesso on the top before adding more layers, but we just have main composition here, and this one is going to be combined with this photo, and then something to balance that on the other page. Usually journals are like this, right? We have one side and the other side. This one is different format, so I have to balance my bottom composition with the top one. Have you got any questions for this part of the work? I can feel when I had moved to the Budapest, thinking all my time with the family. Yeah, it is strange. When you change your place, you feel disconnected. And there are good things, but there are also bad things happening. Who is in the photo? This one? This is my dad. I would say in his 20s at that time. I think this photo was taken when he was like early 20s, maybe 2021. And so that had to be like 1970, around that time. So I will have to cut it out. Now, before I will go to the next step, I will put a bit of gesso on the top to whitewash the colors a bit. So I will show you how I do it. With a big brush, I will take a piece of paper and I will remove part of these colors so it's not going to be so striking. I would like to add my colors myself and to let the important elements shine. So now these papers and the tape may take away the attention a little bit. So I will try to, you know,
tone it down a little bit. He had style. Yeah, it was the time when you had to be stylish, you know, this special haircut. A little bit like the Beatles had. Oh my God. Not every person looked okay in that. And my dad was surely one of them. Like, no. So look, I'm just dry brushing, right? I'm not removing the layers completely. I just give them like a little wash. And of course, the way I'm doing it now, it's like my, you know, one of the ways how I think about journaling, but you can focus on completely different things. You can focus on how you feel on that day. What do you want to do, you know, in the future? You can focus on your dreams, hopes. You can focus on things that are nice for you and things that make you happy, because you can make like happiness journal. Instead of writing down all the things you are grateful for, you can make journal pages about what you are grateful for in your life, and, you know, make like journal of gratitude and keep it as something that is going to keep you sane in the worst days of your day lives. Yeah. So all of that makes sense. Whatever works for you is good. I will show you the close-up look now. So before we will continue, is there maybe somebody who would like to share what kind of project you are doing today with us? Is there something that you would like to show us? And if yes, let us know, and we will put you on the screen and you can say a few words on what is your plan, what you are working on, or maybe any thoughts you have on this stage of the work. Everything is fine, anything goes. We're a very small group here. Everything is private. So I usually don't talk that much about my private things in the live streams, but you are a very special group. So, you know, I feel it is okay. Close-up look. So you still see it, but it's not so striking anymore. Let me look if there's anyone. Anybody willing to share what you are doing now? If yes, show yourself. I can see Lori, I can see Chrissy, but you are busy. Lori, you want to share something? Yeah, put Lori on screen.
Hello. Can you hear me? I'm not sure if I can hear you. Can you say something so we can check? No. Let a moment. It's interesting that I can't hear. Okay, can you hear Lori, or is it just me? No. That's funny. There has to be some kind of thing on your side, because the microphone is probably not working. On my side, you have it on. Yeah, that's really beautiful cat. We'll try to figure out what is going on. Maybe check in your settings, and then we will try again in a moment. Okay? Technology is so challenging. I'm so sorry. Okay, it would be me. Honestly, if it was me next time, it would be just happening to me. Okay, check if there's something else you can do. Oh, Oriana joined us as well. That's great. And we will see what happens. So in the meantime, I will continue. And we will try to... Ta-da! I'm back. Maybe the headset was the problem. Yeah. Feedback. I think we should be fine now. So far I added some of the handwritten papers. I added some of the book pages, and now I would like to add more important elements, and that means I need to cut my photo to know how much space I've got. Okay, yeah, technology. I have no idea what happened on Laurie's side. We will figure it out, hopefully. That could be the headset, but we will try. Maybe next time we will try without the headset, and then it's going to use the camera in the computer and the mic in the computer. That may be the solution, but I'm not a technological expert, as you know. So the page is slim and tall. I need to do the same thing to the photo, so I will have some space. And I think that makes sense. Let me find my ruler and some kind of sharp knife. This should work. Oriana, no worries. You can join anytime. We didn't do huge progress and everything is very laid back. So far on my page, I was explaining things. I was talking about journaling process, and I added gesso and some basic scraps of paper, and then I gessoed them again on the top a little bit. And now I'm going to prepare the photo. I think it's easier to use the cutting machine. Just a moment. Maybe tiny bit slimmer. I would like to have some space to put this old note under that as well. And this is why I'm not always huge fan of making journaling sessions on demand, because I don't always feel in mood for art journaling. Because for me, this needs a little bit of the right mindset. So when you focus more on yourself, it was just like I was doing the first creativity whispering video for you.
you need to focus on what you feel, what you think, what you want to do. Like just listen to yourself, not just happy playing in the book. I very rarely do just happy playing. Most of the times when I journal, it is about something. So that makes sense that it's not always easy for me just to do a journal page like without any preparation. Okay, yeah, that is right size, I think. So now I'm going to look for the cool parts of this note. And I want to include the tea bag, of course, because in this journal, on every page, there will be pieces of tea bag. I will add this old plaster. No, plaster, yeah, kind of plaster. And I'm going to use a little bit of that handwriting. Again, not too much, because I don't want to hide too much of the background. Some of the layers will disappear, but some of them have the priority. It's too much. This one is enough. So I'm sticking that one in here. Why do I have such a big brush? I just don't know. I need something small of this size. And now to add some textures, I will look through the fabric tapes or maybe some pieces of lace, just a bit to make it slightly different, a little bit more dimensional. Have you got any questions? Because, you know, you are either busy or very quiet. And I would love to know if things that I say make sense to you. And this is the kind of formula that works for you when it comes to creativity. No, a little bit longer. Exactly. You don't have to know what you are doing. Just go with the flow. And you know, Debbie, this is also okay because not all of us have to go through all these feelings. Some of us, we just feel enough every day and we don't need to feel anymore. So I'm not saying that journal is for everybody. I'm saying this is interesting exercise, and sometimes it just helps you to understand what is going on in your head, or you can just use it as your own exercise book, when you just do different kind of creative exercise, or you just release the emotions, like, you know, raw emotions going on the page. Either way is good. Look, when I'm taking these element, I try to repeat it in different places, and subconsciously I put it in threes. This is how my brain works. I'm so used to having uneven numbers. I repeat the same pattern 3 times. So even when I try to create and, you know, I'm focusing on talking to you and I'm thinking at the same time, even, you know, my brain is just giving me solutions such as, yeah, you should put it 3 times, or you should repeat that here, here, and here for a good balance. The more you create, the more habits you have. And some of these habits are very useful. Like, they can help you when you are not so confident. So this is apparently one of my habits, repeating the patterns. I'm adding part of the tea bag now. I love it. I just put that in and I feel so happy. I would like to know how many of you tried art journaling before, because Anya told me she did some art journaling 2 times before. Like, this is going to be the 3rd time she's trying it to see. Vasilis didn't do anything. Debbie is not into it as well. And what about the rest of the group? Is this something that you do often, or is this something completely like a new experience and you're just dipping your toes in? Yeah, exactly. This is what I do. I drink tea and I have tea bags available. It's getting interesting. I have quite nice patterns here, and now I would love to add something a little bit more romantic, because I think this photo has a bit of the soft feeling to it as well. So I'm going to look through the leftovers of the lace I have here on the side. I do more art journaling than 3D projects, Oriana said. See, I'm the opposite, completely opposite. Yeah, and Liliana said it does help with her anxiety. And this is what I mean. It is releasing the emotions in a safe way. But you have to go to your table aware that you may finish process crying, for example. And you have to feel that this is okay. Some people are really afraid when breakdowns like that happen, and they don't know what to do, what to think. This was good or not. And that's why you have to think it through. Yeah, all of them are different. And that's why I have different journals as well, because I have different topics in each journal. I really love family journals though. Yeah, Oriana does similar thing to me. Personal journaling and pouring the emotions. Yeah, Ilona, similar. 5 journals in progress. Yeah, this is quite often quite popular thing to do, to have more than one journal, because sometimes it's the size that you are looking at, and this is, you know, you need special kind of size, or you have different purpose for that journal. So you're going to use it for this project, but not for the other. You got the idea from me. Yeah, I have plenty of these. Look, that's a nice little flower. And this nice little flower can go here or down. I'm not fully satisfied. I will just reorganize the flowers so it fits better. I don't have much space because it's such a slim page. Yeah, that will be better. And in ideal world, I would have a little bit more of the lace on the other side. So I need a volunteer here. Oh yeah, that is going to be perfect now. Yes, and journal travels, but yeah, from hand to hand. And you have a lot of journaling ideas, Jason said, but we have not done much of it all. It takes time. I know it sometimes just doesn't come together so quickly as you think. What I really think is great about journals, you never know what is going to happen. Like Ilona said, sometimes I start with the idea and then I finish in emotional way. It's like a mirror, and we put ourselves in front of that mirror, and this is what is, during the process, things happen. And you just have to accept things are going to be out of control sometimes. I will stick it. I really like this combination of the lace. But I will take something thicker, for example, 3D gel. 3D matte gel is easier. It doesn't sink into the fabric that much. Checking. Yeah, that is nice. I quite like it. Let's think, is there anything else missing before we're going to think about the color? I always like to add a bit of fabric tape because it absorbs the color, the paint differently. So I'm going to do that as well. Yeah, it is great, Ilona, of course, because we always have a surprise. And oh, Debbie started thinking in a good way. Maybe I will try with happy photos of my special little ones. Just make journal pages to capture moments of their childhood. No sadness and not have to dig too deep with myself. Yeah, exactly. Happy journal, you know, like gratitude journal. You know, things that you are grateful for in your life, things that make you smile. And once you know that this book is only for this purpose, only happy thoughts, that should help you, you know, focus on these things. And they don't have to be elaborate. This is the best part of our journaling. They don't have to be complicated. I'm not adding any special magical ingredients here, right? I just use very simple things, but the process is important. The moment that you just, you know, stay away from everyday things, you focus on your art, you focus on the process. And this is, for some people, like meditation. For some people, this is just like huge relief. Or warm up. Some people do journaling as a warm up before making serious projects. Yeah, exactly. Emotional is not the same as sad. Although, I have to tell you, one of my friends, she told me she would make the best project when she is completely angry and pissed with her husband. Like, you know, absolutely, you know, annoyed, or just losing her temper. Then when she will go to her crafting station and she will make a page, they're going to be the best ones. So, you know, I guess we all have our own ways. And it's just, you know, an example. I'm not saying this is the right way. So now we have that. And I think it is very cool. Now it's time to add some color. Before that, I'm going to put this photo on a little bit thicker paper because it's quite thin. So if I'm going to stick it on those layers, it may not be safe. So I will add a tiny bit of gesso here on the lace, just dabbing. Again, not too much. The same on the fabric tape, just dabbing. And I will find a piece of cardboard or chipboard to stick the photo on. I think I have it here. I can see Krista is very busy. She's cutting the papers a lot. Good. I'm not sure if this is long enough. No. Perfect. This way, the photo will not get bendy. You can use any glue. I think I have a glue stick here from Tiger. It's going to work. Now, when I think about it, Debbie, I think your idea with the happy journal is perfect. And you can keep these pages completely private. You don't have to share them with anyone. You can just celebrate your love and your happy moments, and just, pour that love onto the pages and make that your own therapeutic practice, just to give yourself something happy and something uplifting to do. I think it's a great idea. I will just cut off the excess. Stick. Yeah, this glue is very fresh, so I don't want this to. Honestly, what I'm doing, this is cutting mat. Keep forgetting this is cutting mat. Okay, now. One. Oh, almost. And 2. I can even make the edge a little bit more distressed, so it feels a bit older. Now, let's look for some details. I really like the idea of using the sequins again, because I enjoyed using them here, and I think that is an option. Surely the color palette is going to be very different. I think I'm going to use a little bit of the pencil as well. And I need colors which are going to be corresponding with the color of the note. So some delicate shades of pink and brown. Brown, of course, we can do with the tea stain. And this is going to be my first step. Before we started, I asked my husband to make some. Carmen, no worries. Hello, hello. I'm happy you are here. I asked my husband to make some tea stain so I can do some splatters. And now after the splatters, I will dry it and we will make a break, and hopefully someone will show or tell me what's the progress on your project and what you are doing today, or maybe if you learned something new. That's a very good question from Jason. Do you always have an idea in mind when you're journaling, or sometimes do you just lay out elements and start? The answer is sometimes I have no idea what I'm doing. And what is happening today, I only had one idea. I want to make the vintage inspired page, and I wanted to use this note, the leftovers of the old Polish note. And the whole process happening here, it just happened when I was talking to you. Once I found the photo of my dad, then I realized, okay, we need to do this, this, and this. I just trust my instinct to go with you know, the elements that are showing up. Most of the times when I start the journal page, I only have maybe one rough idea. For example, I have some kind of sentence on my head. Or I have a photo that I would like to include, or I found an interesting piece of paper, or like this page, right? I didn't know what I'm going to do, but I knew it has to be green and it should be talking about fairy tales. Not much, but something, right? So all the elements kind of come together. There's text that could be from fairy tale. There are two ladies that now they're fairies from the fairy tale, and then the green color and all of that. Quite often, it just all starts with one element I found, and on that day, it is going to, you know, speak to me, and it's going to tell me the story, and I just go from there. Like from this note, I knew that I want to include some of the red color. I knew I want to include some, you know, brown and some old papers. This was all happening without planning. I think I mostly have the idea what I'm going to do when I make really big project. If you remember this live stream about how to prepare a big project, like Big Projects 101, then I get sketches done. Then I prepare the elements in advance. Then I do a lot of like steps which are going to make my work easier, because I have like certain idea, like, or you know, the image on my mind, and I'm trying to get as close to it as possible. In the journal, it is something absolutely freestyle, simple, releasing the emotions, just going with the flow, not worrying. So you can easily do it in somebody else's company as well. And I have to tell you that story in the meantime, because it's great, about when we were doing our short journaling in the cafe meetings. So before that, I will just do the splatters with the tea. So I'll take a tea bag from the very, very saturated tea stain here, and I will go with the kind of happy splatters. Look at this beautiful color of the tea. I will dry it, and then I will take a short break and we will talk. Bible or journaling project with Tim Hort subject with this five-finger prayer. Sounds very good. I absolutely love the idea. I have no experience with Bible journaling, and I was trying to explain to people why. And this is kind of funny in a way. But I absolutely love the concept that you read your Bible and you journal what you feel or what you think on the side of the journal. And this is such a great way of, you know, understanding what is in there for you, not just reading without thinking. When you journal, you have to really put it inside of you. It's really internal process. So I think this is great. Look at this color. It's just so beautiful. Yeah, maybe you can. Exactly. So I'm drying that now. It's already pretty. So now I will just go for a moment to you and we can chat.
So what I wanted to tell you is the story, the story how we started journaling in public places. So when I was still in Poland and we had a group of friends who loved to meet from time to time, we started going to small cafes or tea houses, places where you can take a table and stay there for a long time. And it was really basic journaling, but because this technique is so free and so personal and it doesn't need too much of the preparation, you can do it with just one pen and a journal. The things that were happening there were absolutely beautiful. And for example, we were going to the cafe and there were usually newspapers or magazines somewhere on the site, and we were asking if it's okay if we can take one or two of these. Sometimes there were some cute postcards which were for free, and we had pencil case, glue, scissors, some pencils inside, of course, maybe one stamping ink and ink pad, maybe some tapes, crayons. And we were chatting and drinking tea or coffee and doing a live collage session on the table. And usually the energy was so high, we could pick up ideas from each other. We could just, discuss the things. Quite often we were swapping our journals and we were adding elements to our friends' pages. And that is something that was a lovely experience. And I learned a lot through that because first of all, I learned not to take this process too seriously. So you don't have to be so attached to that page. It is just a piece of paper. Of course, you put a lot of emotions into it sometimes, but you can invite your friend or your grandchild or your cousin, somebody to put into that for you. So you have another element you can think about and you can work around it as great inspiration. Also, working along somebody else, having somebody on your side is surely making the energy in the room simply sparkling. It is something else. And I think creative energy is just multiplying when you have somebody next to you and the ideas just flow from one person to another. It's not like one idea and one idea is two. No, it's like we were talking in Still Like an Artist, 1 + 1 is 3. And because we pick up from somebody, yeah, my husband's face now is priceless. We pick our own ideas, we pick our friends' ideas, but also there's this mix in between. And that is changing the whole experience into something else. That's why I loved watching people during the crops when they sit together and they create. And I love doing this kind of creativity when I have some of my friends with me, because we can talk about the process, but we can talk also about other things. And then my brain is switching between the topic we're talking about and the project. And this project is evolving. And it's great distraction as well. Sometimes the creative blocks come from us trying too hard. If you try too hard, you block yourself because you really want to succeed. You really want to have beautiful, successful page. Why? I don't know. But if you feel this is just a piece of paper, or you are distracted in a way, or you just feel that you do it without any pressure, you're going to have much more enjoyable process, and you are going to have much better results as well. And you may discover completely new things about your personal preferences and style. So I really recommend this kind of journaling and being distracted. And sometimes it's just enough that you have somebody on the side and they are talking to you. Like children are a great distraction. And instead of feeling that they are annoying, no, they are helpful. They are giving you a little bit of the release. And I can see Chris is having company here as well, and that is how it works. Na stole. And this is in general a very great experience if you can do some kind of creative exercises in other people's presence, which means don't feel intimidated that you have somebody. Use it as another creative source. Think about picking up some ideas and feel that energy coming. And this is what I'm trying to do today with you. I have you here, and I love to hear from you, and I love reading what you are writing. But once you feel ready that you would like to say something as well, you may feel completely invited, and I'm waiting because I would like you to feel comfortable. And if you have some thoughts, some ideas you'd like to share, maybe you learned something, maybe you have some other perspective, this is going to help as well. And in the end of this session today, I would love to give you some quick creative exercise. I will show you how you can do it, so you can play with journaling techniques as well. So when I finish, it's not really the end. And I would love to hear from you. So if you will be brave enough and we will have no technological glitches, I would love to know what you feel. I can see Oriana is here as well. Do you want to say something, my dear? Yes, okay. Oriana is ready. I'm switching my table off. Yeah, and Oriana is coming.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Well, I just want to say...
Turn me down a little bit.
Okay. Yeah?
Yeah.
Better?
Yeah, better.
Thank you. I'm loud, by definition, so... Well, this is my page that I'm creating right now.
Wow.
And it's funny because, speaking of inspiration, I take the Paint Your Heart Out class, and you are the teacher this week. And it's inspired on this I'm working on my canvas.
Well
but
done.
I print two pictures the same, and one smaller and one bigger. And I say I have to use it. So I that's what my inspiration. One of the things I really want to show that I only have been art journaling for 1.5 years, maybe 2. And it was because I took a class, and I was kind of the only one here in Panama making art journaling and mixed media. And I took this, your inspiration of the rowing journal, and I say to my scrapbooking friends, okay, let's do this. And they say, we have never done that. We're going to do it.
How come? What is it?
And by chance, I have 2 of the journals that are not mine, but I think it's a great idea. This is one of my friends. She chose by Team RT, and this is a designer. And she makes the journal, and each page is different because it have the art of different person. And this one is mine. Okay.
Look at this tiger. It's so oriental. Wow.
Yeah, this is the original image was this one, and I have to make something around that. And I thought it was very oriental. Another of my friends did something very traditional. It was about traveling, and she chose a country for each page, and you can find that there's different. There's watercolors, there's scrapbooking. I want one of my friends do this amazing pop-up thing. Yeah, I didn't do that, but it was mine is also oriental. Yeah, but it was very fun because from a group that nobody have done this before, you can find so many new things, and they start to look in YouTube and take classes and ask me, shows how to do this, and by then they do better things that I have ever dreamed of, because I work very flat on my journals, and I think it was amazing experience. We're finishing the rounds in 2 weeks, and they already say when we start again. So
Yeah.
so it's very nice that, and there are a couple of groups that are also forming. And for a small country like this, it's a very enriching, a very rich experience. So I'm very happy that I was the one to put the spark in so many people. So
I'm so happy you did it, because it's great to see how it is challenging for people and how they feel motivated to do something. And when you get this journal in your hands and you look at the previous pages somebody else did, you get so much inspiration as well. It is great feeling. I was participating in 3 swaps like that personally. I have 2 of the journals at home, and maybe I should just make a flip through to show you these journals as well. And these were really great experiences. The 3rd one died, unfortunately, because people just were too flaky and I didn't commit to it. But we had usually around 10 to 12 people participating in each swap. And the results were amazing. And I know that even when I knew that the journal was coming my way, I started to think already, what can I do? Because the topics were not so easy. Sometimes they were absolutely abstract. And like you had the one, there's like element you have to include. This is not so bad, but there were some really crazy ideas because some of my friends have this kind of sick sense of humor. And they were stories like, you should be inspired by one of the Beatles songs, but it should be only in white. So all the
okay,
pages in white, but there were, strawberries fields forever in white, yellow submarine in white. All of that was in white. Or the poetry. There was a poetry of one guy only in dirty pink, and the guy's poetry wasn't romantic at all. Believe me. Oh no, it wasn't. It was this kind of
yeah, we have a couple like that. One was the topic was friendship. It was like what, or for me, complicated. One of the girls, the topic was paper dolls. I'm not a paper doll kind of person. So it was, I make a Halloween paper doll. So because it's more me.
I would do a dress. I would not even make a paper
I
doll. I
did
would
the
just
dress.
do a dress. And
Yeah.
some of them would be really, really edgy. Yeah, they are great exercises, and it's great to participate in this kind of swap. Ariana, I'm so happy you did it. You are
Yeah,
now
it was an amazing experience,
here.
especially because several people in the chat said, I've never done this, I only do it for me. And you know what? It was 70, 18, counting me, person that have never done, well, I have done that before, my Spanglish, sorry. But it was great. It was a great experience. And they start doing mixed media and different stuff. And they start even adding mixed media elements to the card making. So everybody grow as an artist, and I think it was an amazing experience.
I think it's amazing experience, and I think cooperation with people is a great source of inspiration in general. And I think that was my plan for one of the future live streams about creativity whispering, how to show the benefits of cooperation or being inspired in the project that we create together. For example, like we did this swapping. I was taking the project of my friend and she was taking my project, and we were adding. So first of all, you learn that you should be not so connected, so attached to your own artwork. And for the second thing, this person could add something completely new to your artwork, and that was sparking completely new process. But you just have to trust it is going to be okay. Like, you have to switch off the panic button that we sometimes have in our hearts when we start to think about creating. And it's, if you have somebody who is friendly, like somebody you like, somebody you feel comfortable with, it's so much easier because you can laugh about it. You can just make jokes. Now you can even journal, online through Zoom. You can do the same thing I'm doing with you. So I'm creating and showing you, and what have you done? And this way, it's kind of, giving each other the fuel and not to feel so alone in the whole process. Thank you.
We did that in an
doing that.
Instagram live with a friend, and it was we take almost 2.5 hours, and we didn't even realize.
Yeah,
So
it
it
goes.
was very nice.
I can see Liliana is here as well. Liliana, do you want to show the journal you have? Yeah, I think she's ready.
I'm
Let's.
leaving. Bye,
Yeah,
everyone.
you'll be back. Okay. Where? Sorry, my mouse is dying. Add to stream. Hello, Lily. How are you doing?
Hello, how are you?
Very good. I'm happy to see you. How are things?
Good. Everything is going good. Everything is going good. Everything is going good, and little by little, we're going to be okay.
I pray for that. I hope this is going to be very short and very successful journey.
Yes. So here we are in my little space,
Yay!
crafting, and I have journaling it's like I suffer from depression and anxiety and a bunch of stuff. So journaling is like my bent way. So I have 7. I have a vintage one. I have the one like upset, like when I feel really upset, so I just throw pain and whatever I feel. And then I have my mixed media one, which is where I do like kind of I cut like a whole page and then I put it together as a collage page, but it has some meaning too. And I have these ones, which are the ones that I feel like today that I'm doing this.
Oh, look at the photo. Such a cute girl, I think.
That's
Girl.
my mom.
That's your mom. Oh, so cute.
So I did from this is
Yeah, thank you.
you should make more of this. I can find the other one, Anna.
Okay, I will
So
do.
I made a lot of pictures like you because I have this thing about people that I don't know. I feel like scared. I don't know.
Exactly.
So
You're not wrong.
I cut off some pictures of myself, my brother, my family, and what I do is that I do like little journaling and how I feel. Sometimes I feel sad, sometimes I feel happy.
Explain. This is how you feel at this moment. Sometimes you feel, look at the picture and you bring some memories. Sometimes it's just, this is me today.
Yes, exactly. So it's kind of like let go. Like today I'm making my mom my mom's like a little, because she's been with me all of this way, so it's been very important for me. So I'm making this is her when she was only a year. So it's and here on the other side I'm gonna write something to her here.
Yeah, that's like a letter.
So that's it. It's very simple. It's nothing of the other world, but it helps a lot.
Exactly. It is not about to be elaborate. The journal is short. It's kind of the small form that helps you to go through the creative block sometimes. Sometimes it's just you want to say something. Sometimes you just want to start to be in a creative mode, or just you have so little time and you have maybe 40 minutes during the day. You're not going to make a big collage, but you can do a quick journal page in 45 minutes if you want to do so. So this is
actually journals are like part of you, especially when you travel. I have this thing that when I travel, I take like napkins, spoons. I take, look, this spoon.
Ooh,
it's
beautiful.
from Russia.
I will tell them.
And
Tell them you.
I'm obsessed with spoons. I don't know what is it with the spoons. And everywhere I travel, I just can you give me one? Can I buy it? Can I, or just, oops. And I take a lot of newspapers, anything that reminds me that special moment that I had. So it's really, it's like a diary. Why are you
Yeah.
laughing?
Yeah, it's what I do in Japan. I took a newspaper, just a regular newspaper that was in the hotel.
Yes.
So
Yes.
different what we have.
It's
And
it's
so,
funny, but I mean, it's like, it's in you. This thing is in you, and it helps in any way, because art journaling, like my art journaling, is not that really art journaling, because it's kind of mixed media mixed. So it's papers.
there are
It's
no ways that are right or wrong in the art journal. This
I
is your
know.
creative.
Yes.
You
And
can
you
do.
put in a lot of stuff. I mean, it's like I have my desk full of stuff,
Yeah,
stamps, dollies. Uh, I have fabric. So it's like the journey of everything that, I mean, I wish I could put more stuff, but I mean, I won't be able to. It's more
next
personal.
page. On the next page, you will put more stuff.
Okay.
Well, this is a great
At
thing.
least
Look,
I mean, at the beginning it was really hard, like not like when to stop. But now I know I need to leave my white space, and when to stop, and I'm more like, it helps. Like in Miami, it's very difficult to have friends to journal. I mean, or to do any art. It's not like you guys that you have like a little group and you're able to go different places. Here's different. So I have to journal with you guys.
you will journal with us, no problem. And just to let you know, I live in such a small village. There's nobody here that would journal with me, so I have to journal with you guys. So
Oh, okay. Welcome to
we have
okay.
kind of meeting, and I will see how is the feedback after the meeting we have, how you feel about this, because we can repeat it from time to time, maybe not every month, but maybe if you love it, we can do it every month. It depends.
It's really nice. The idea about what you had about having like a team, like working on something, it'll be a challenge, because that's different. Like
Yes,
like
exactly.
journaling as how you feel is different, but when you have a challenge, then it's kind of, a challenge. That
Yes.
sounds really fun.
Challenges are good because they
Yes.
take you out of your
Out.
comfort zone.
Yeah, they take
Mhm.
you out. Yes.
I can see Jason and Nancy, and they are standing close to the camera, and I think that means they want to talk to us. Is that?
Yay.
I think so. Okay, are you guys ready? I think they're ready. Okay.
Yes. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can see half of you. You have to come close.
There we go. Nancy is very shy. She's
Oh,
like
no
you.
worries.
So this
Now
is
I
her.
can see.
This is her cover she did.
Wow. There's a face on it, and that looks so awesome. Wow.
And then today you helped her with this.
I have to see photos of that. It does look amazing.
I
Well,
mean, she
of
did.
course, if you don't want to, you don't have to share, but I would love to see the photo.
We'll post them. So she's really having fun. We really love your inspiration. So thank you very much for being patient with all of us.
Well, come on, patient. You are my best friends to journal now, because really, I'm going to just go to my journal in a moment and continue my quite long talk. But it's just great to have somebody to be, on the same process with you. And if that works, if it's helpful, if it's enjoyable, I'm just happy, because, this is sharing the creative energy. And I told you, when we share, we multiply. So this is just perfect, because it goes for you, it goes for me, and we have this kind of connection. And yeah, I absolutely love that you do this artwork stuff together, because of course my husband is here with me, but he does his own things. He's not really doing creative stuff. He will work on the computer, he would do some things, he he will play the music for me, for example, which is great. But this is not the same as you do things together. I feel a bit envious. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. And Carmen is here. My dear, do you want to show me something? I think you are ready. Okay. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. I've been busy all day trying to get ready for the class tonight and everything, but I wanted to chime in just to see how this was going, just to, because I wanted to lend my support to that. I like this idea because I do my class via Zoom. And
correct.
Yeah, so just a couple of pages. My stuff, this is all old stuff, but I've been doing this for a long time. And like Liliana, I really relate. I suffer from depression, and I have a hard time even accepting it because I'm a happy person. But yeah, life happens.
This is not how it works. You may be a happy person, but still, depression is different.
Yeah, this is my first one. It's one of the first ones.
Look at this flower, and
I made different pieces of paper and just sketched it in, and
beautiful color palette.
The flower. The other ones. This was what during some of that time where things got hard, and I worked on that.
But still, it is beautiful.
Thank you. It makes me what I've been through. I feel it. I feel it. And if you feel what you're going through, for me, I can get through it. Just ride the wave, and that helps. And this is one that's based off of Kelly Clarkson's song. It's
I have goosebumps on my back, starting here, going all the way down.
Well, it was really good because I was listening to her song, and she's like, everybody has a dark side. And I was going through a divorce at the time, and my ex said to me he couldn't deal with my depression. And I was so devastated. So that's where this page came from. I saw this picture. This is from a graffiti artist named David Walker.
Yeah.
And I just took it in, and then I merged it into this. But I had to write down the words where she said, everybody has a dark side. And it says, do you love me? Can you love mine? Nobody's a picture perfect, but I'm worth it.
Exactly. And I have to tell you, the colors, just one thing is the meaning, but the colors, how you blend the dark colors with the lighter ones, with this face blended into the background, it is simply beautiful. And what you did with the lettering, there's like white outline, everything is visible, and everything matches this dark colors on the face. So honestly, apart, of course, from the meaning, it's beautiful artwork. So
I try to find the beauty in that darkness because it's me. It's a part of me. And for me, the way I get through it is I embrace it. And if there's something wonderful that can come from it, like these pages, that lifts me up, and that gives me more to be able to go through.
What I noticed personally, because I've seen a lot of journals myself, and of course, people sometimes are not brave. They don't want to share. Sometimes it's just show that they don't give you any information. But when you flip through somebody's journal, sometimes it's just sparkling different emotions in you as well. Like you don't know the background story, but it is giving you so much of the emotional impact that it is bringing your own ideas, your own memories as well. And I think with the really meaningful journal pages, this is exactly what happens. Somebody will look at it and they will say, wow, there is so much in it. And this is what I felt looking at your pages.
Well, that's how I ended up leading this class at my church. So as we were doing it, and they were like, "Carmen, can you do this for us?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Maybe, yeah.
I try to encourage them to feel the scripture that we read, and
Exactly.
and know that there are images you can find in places that I found this image on Pinterest, and I transfer of it, and I just printed these out and meld everything into it. It started out like this.
Mm-hmm.
Tissue paper, gesso, anything. And then when I saw this, I knew what the page had to say for me. And then I looked for it and I found this. So
this is what happens. You find something and then the process starts, and then you know what you want to say. Like, I've seen a lot of Bible journaling when I was in the States. We don't really do a lot of Bible journaling in Europe. It's not popular. There are many reasons, but one of them is we don't read the Bible. This is the thing. So it's important to read and study to have the inspiration to create. And a lot of different beautiful artworks done. And my feeling is whatever makes you creative, wherever you can find inspiration, it's just great. And Bible is a great source. It's so full of meanings. It's so deep. Even if you are not a Christian person, you can find so many interesting details, so many important messages that can inspire you to create. So I think this is great. And I would feel that it would be great if every church that had a group of people who are doing this kind of practice, because it's connecting to important things, like being close to God by art, through that process. I'm so happy for you. I feel like I really wish this class will be successful and people will love it. I'm sure they will love it. I'm not worried.
We've been doing it for a little while. The Zoom had to come in because of everything that's happened, but we usually would go to the church and I would try and watch you and listen to you and grab techniques that you would do and things, and then I would show them that at the time. But it's harder to do now because I would usually bring like tools and little things, and they'd be like, "Ooh, what did we do with this?" And it's so fun to see their eyes sparkle when we went like in Boston. And they're like, "Oh my God, what is this?" Or just the collaging and how you can meld things together. It's really been wonderful to do.
It is. I'm so excited. Like, I was hoping some of you will show up and show your pages, but this is better than I expected.
Well, it's great. My group also is really wonderful about even secular things, to find those meaning in that. Like I said, the song from Kelly Clarkson is a secular song, but they can appreciate all aspects of creativity and be able to
sources. You, as I was trying to say in the stream in the beginning of the month, you are really picking up from different sources, but you are the one who is processing it, and you are going to put it all together and produce the final artwork. So you can change something completely out of this topic into something which is going to fit into your idea, just because you pick up some of the elements. That's wonderful work, and I hope to see more of your journal pages in the close future, because apparently you're a very talented person, Carmen. Thank you so much.
That's all I have to say.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, love. Bye-bye.
Bye. Chris, do you want to say something? Do you want to show? Yes, you're ready. So, I'm happy that you got warmed up and you are not. Hello, beautiful lady.
This is my granddaughter, Tinny.
Hello.
She's my annoying outlet. I want to say, Carmen, absolutely beautiful work. Oh my gosh.
Honestly, I felt the goosebumps on my
body.
Yeah,
absolutely. So I'm starting to get warmed up. I started in November doing this. and recently have gone through a very bad loss with my daughter.
Mm.
We lost a grandbaby,
Oh, yes.
and
So sorry.
it hasn't been a full month yet, so I'm just getting back into it. So it's really hard for me to, that's why you're saying I'm real busy, because I just can't, I'm a perfectionist too, so it's really hard.
Also,
But I
finishing
did,
exercise is going to be a big challenge for you.
yes, but I did do this one with you.
Uh-huh. Ooh, I love the image and the colors, and there's so much going on in the background. And yeah, you can flip it up. Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
And then I know that I think that was one of your older works, if I remember correctly. But I've been working on smaller things, like I was working on a little, I think they're called folios.
They are, yes. It's like a book, but not exactly. It is.
Yeah, and I'm so confused on it because there's so many words to remember. Like I didn't know the difference between ephemera and embellishment. And it was just, yeah,
It's
I
the
was like, okay, I don't know what this is.
we have
But
we create a lot of words as well. Like in Polish language, of course, we translate things from English, but we also create our own names for things. And we have like a general word for the things that you can use in the future. And like use me things, like, we have a word for that. So we just use that generic supplies you can have. So it doesn't matter if it's ephemera or is it embellishment, it has that name on it.
yeah, I've been lost on so many things. And, it's funny because me and my husband actually looked up the words yesterday on the dictionary.
Perfect.
So that was real fun. But that portfolio that I'm working on is
Ooh,
like
wow.
it's
Yeah.
got a lot going on.
Yeah, but honestly, there's so many surfaces that you can create really cool work this way, because it kind of is like a puzzle. If you put it this way, it may have different meaning. If you open this way, it may have a different story to say. So
Yeah.
it's really cool. I love
And
that.
then the project I'm working on with you, I'm not even half as far as you are.
I'm not
But I mean, that's where I'm at.
very cool. I love the colors. You have really nice textures on the background. Great start. We will see where it's going to take you.
Oh, absolutely. And I have to finish them because I'm very picky if I don't finish. I don't care if it takes me a week.
I will go and finish mine and I will show you what I do. I'm going to add a little bit of color to it so you will see what I have on my mind. But honestly, I was just inspired by this old note. It's pinkish red with brown, so the color are not going to be too sophisticated. But with
Right.
the general color palette of the book anyway, I can't really go too far from the browns anyway, because this background paper is quite yellow brown anyway.
Mhm.
And in the end, I will give you some creative exercise, the one that I was given years ago. And if you're a perfectionist, it will be like, oh my God. You never know. I will give you the instructions. I will show you how you can do it. But honestly, it's going to be great exercise how to let go and how to stop yourself from being too strict and too perfect.
Oh,
And
thank you.
so we will try. So, guys, let me go to the table. Let's finish that page. And I'm so grateful that you are joining me today. I have so much fun with you all. And I've seen beautiful artworks. And I absolutely love the moments with you like that. I'm happy you like this concept of the live stream as well. So, I'm going to the table now. Thank you, ladies. It was great to see you.
that was really me, right? Thank you. So what I was trying to say, what I was trying to say, the golden brown color from the stain is corresponding beautifully with the color of the Japanese paper. Yeah, better, right? And I'm going to try to find the colors of the this note. So they are apparently shades of pink and brown. I will try to go towards that, but not too much. I would love to add a little bit of the golden flake as well. So yeah, I just muted myself here because I didn't want this phone to pick up the noises, but I forgot. Oh, so I took the colors you can see. I'm trying to get some kind of reddish pinkish tones so I can add some color accents. Oh, thank you for letting me know. You saved the day. Thank you. And Carmen, great. Have a great class. Thank you so much for popping in, even just for a moment. I know you have to get ready. I usually would love to do it on Saturdays, but yesterday I had to teach a class. That's why this is Sunday today. In the future, if we're going to make this kind of session, I usually try to stick to Saturdays because I know some of the people are different times on different days. So it may be easier for them on the Saturday instead. But yesterday there was a class. So let's clip it. Oh. Thank you so much again, Carmen, for showing your beautiful artwork. I will try to mix some color here. This is just water in the dirty bottle. This is red. This is brown. Okay, so let's do this kind of reddish pink. Okay, that's a nice color. You don't have to do a lot, right? It's just these color stains are going to look differently depending on the surface you put them on. So it's good to have different kind of surfaces. Like, you know, the fabric is going to absorb it differently, and then the paper is going to absorb it differently. Gesso is going to resist it. So it's really cool to have a bit of everything on the page. Now a little bit of brown. I will try and see how this is going. I will probably add some splatters, but I'm not sure exactly. Oh, this pink is nice as well. How much of it I would like to see. Okay. Now I can use the heat gun to move the colors different directions as well. I will need to do some color on the photo, but I love it so far. Honestly, it's pretty as it is, but now I really feel tempted. I would love to add similar colors to the photo, and I will try to do similar thing. I'm adding a bit of the tea stain. Oh, that's a lot of the pink. This is glossy finish, like a half glossy, like satin finish on the image, so it's not going to stick so much. So this way the image is going to blend better into the background. I'm trying not to paint on his face. It's like Photoshop without Photoshop. When you dry the photo, do it from the distance so you're not going to burn it by accident. Yeah, much better. Now, some small details before we glue it in. Of course, I would love to add some text to it. I think I really need to add some thread. And I'm a bit tempted to add washi tape as well. It's amazing how the paints are changing the project completely right away. It's everything does come together. Okay, so this is what we've got. Now, I think I would love to add some thread. It could be pink, or it could, oh, this is, I think, better. I got these little spools with the thread from my friend years ago, and I keep them here in case if I have something special to decorate, because there are many colors. I will show you. Sorry for camera now. That's very cute. Stop. So I can pick the color that I like. Look at this one, so nice. Hello, hello. We have one more person joining. Threads are one of my favorites in the pages and journals because they add color, they add texture, and at the same time, they don't add too much volume. So they're perfect to just add something to the photo, or as a general element. Now let's stick it on the back. Perfect. 3D mud gel. No, no, wait. Not yet. Staples. I have a thing for staples and paper clips. I love them. And I include them into my projects quite often. It's a very common object that we usually have somewhere on hand at home, but I think it's adding a little bit of the special feeling to the project. And as a last step, I think I need to find the proper text. Oh, this is empty. My cats and dogs have zoomies now, I think. Kai, please. I had this place where this box where I put words in, and then I lost it. Well, that's everything on the table now, so this is not a surprise. I lost it, but it's okay. I'm just going to check if there's any word. Okay, urlop, no. Okay, this sentence. I can't see everybody from here. Makes sense in this one. So this is the one I'm going to use. He's calling attention. He's saying who you're talking to. Yeah, I can't see everybody from here is going to be the one. It's in Polish, so you have to believe me, but I promise this is what it is here. I can't see everybody from here. I will break it into one part is going to be I can't see, and then everybody from here, so it is going to be easier to stick it, or even like this. Okay. So he's on the stage or somewhere trying to see if all of the people are visible, and no, they are not. And I really wanted to add something shiny because the star of today is him. Maybe one or two skeins. These are the ones I used before. I think they're perfect. Next to the thread. And this way, just inspired by the colors of the old banknote, the old note was really the starting point. We came to the whole story about my dad standing somewhere high up and not able to see everybody from there. And kind of the vibe of that times as well. But when I think life was a little bit more simple. There were things going on in Poland as well, but I think we always look at the past with a little bit of the sentiment. Yeah, early 70s. Oh, I'm starting to stick to myself. My fingers are getting too sticky. And I think for this page, it's enough. I will show you the detail. The top. And then the bottom. And as you can see, we didn't use too many sophisticated supplies. The only art mediums we used, it was in fact soft gel to stick the things. And mostly it was just our glue for the layers and white gesso, a little bit of the paints. This could be any kind of inks or paints that you can water down, or watercolor pencils. In the end, I didn't use the pencil because I don't see space for it here, but you never know, maybe on the next page. And what I would love you to try as well is to try creative exercises that are going to help you, just simply to let go. And sometimes I think people are getting a little bit too much into perfection and making things just right, instead of just trusting the instinct and going quickly with what they have on hand, just for the sake of creating something. So for the next one, I'm just going to use a blank page, and I'm going to show you how you can do something in 15 minutes, okay? It can be just a very, very quick journal page. And I'm just going to use leftovers of what I have in front of me. I'm not going to limit my supplies, but I'm going to limit my time. This is like the easiest thing you can limit. So that means you will have to make quick decisions. You will have to grab things as much, as quickly as you can, and layer them and, make balanced composition in 15 minutes only. So I will bring the page and I can use, and you will be able to see how it can be, and how you can try just let go and do this kind of quickies that are going to give you a little bit of the creative freedom. If you are this kind of person who is able to make decisions quickly, this exercise is not going to be too hard. But it's a really strict rule that we stop at 15 minutes, okay? And it also means you can't prepare anything in advance. You just have to use whatever you can see in front of you. No preparation, no setup, nothing, okay? So I will put it on the side. White page, the most scary thing that can be, empty blank page. I'm just going to get something to drink. My husband is bringing me some water because it's quite warm in here. And I'm doing 15 minutes now in front of you. You don't have to do it today, but you can, post the results of 15 minutes challenge in our group. And I would love to see it because I just want to show you that it is absolutely possible. Now I will steal one more phone so I can set up the timer and the alarm will ring. So you will see that 15 minutes is really happening. I just need to find the phone. I stole my husband's phone. So I'm not adding anything. Oh, I forgot the, I'm not adding anything. I'm not preparing anything. I only have water, brushes, gesso here, whatever leftovers I have. So, just a moment. "15 minutes. Okay. One page. Or maybe I should do a spread. Yeah. Spread will be more real. The only thing I'm going to do, I will open and I will take the pages out. So it's easier. And then we'll quickly see what I can do in 15 minutes and if I'm able to produce a decent looking journal page. So timing yourself, it's exercise that you can do. And other versions of that exercise is to limit yourself like to only 7 elements, for example, 7 ingredients you can use, or limit yourself to using only 2 colors. And that is a great way of working with journals and letting go. Okay. Ready, steady, go. Quick decisions. We go with whatever we have. Okay. Okay. Glue. I need the glue. This is gesso. Washi tape. Of course, now I can't find any color, so I can't find the beginning of it. But it's okay. I have 11 minutes left. So I'm trying to find some cool things that are going to go inside of here. Almost silent. Yes, I know, because I'm so focused. I want to use up my time as much as I can, because that means I'm on it, really. No, I don't like it. No. Mhm. 9.5 minutes left. Mm. Yeah, butterfly is a good thing. Number 1 and number 2 for the good balance on the other side. Yeah, getting things done without overthinking. Now, quick drying. So half of the time is gone. Now we are getting into the colors. Water, water. Blue. Come on. Thank you. Baby wipe. Five minutes. Tea stain. Orange. Blue. And regular pencil. 4 minutes. Stamping. Przy drzwiach coś leży i nie wiem co to.
Janik.
Oh, this is not too dark. Oh, that's much better. Okay, so I guess this is the last thing I'm doing. Now, 15 minutes exactly. It is not perfect. It could be better, but for 15 minutes, I think we have balance, we have meaning, we have kind of nice color palette. And in the end, I can live with that. So this is an example of the exercise that you can do simply at home, limiting to what you have on your table. And this is just to give you the idea what kind of creative process journaling is. You don't really have to go that deep to create something. There's a lot of expression in simple pages as well. And once you are going to give up on thinking on each step that much, and you will just try to let go a little bit, like, this was really crazy scribbles here, you can try to, you can see some new perspective to what you do in your creativity in general. I will just try to dry it and show you the close-up look, because it was very, very wet, of course, because I didn't use gesso. But absolutely, this is something that you could do in cafe. And you could do that just using, pencil, stamps, image, scissors, and glue. Okay, close-up look. Just creative exercise. 15 minutes journal page. Okay, I'm happy I made decision to stick the text instead of writing something because it would take much longer. But the screen on the phone just went black, so I couldn't see how much time I've got left. So let me go to the other screen and we're going to chat. Maybe you have something to show us, or maybe you would like to say your impressions from today's journaling session. Maybe you discovered something, maybe you learned something new. Yeah, you can let me know what was the biggest value of today's session as well. Is it better to use paper for art journaling that is thin, or we can use also scrap papers? I use everything. These were taken from scrapbooking papers, of course. This was just regular photo. There's no rule. Of course, different papers are going to give you different texture on the page. And if you're planning for really flat, thinner paper are better. And almost done. I'm so happy to see it. You know, it's for 15 minutes, it's okay. It's not a masterpiece. It is decent. I would say I've done better in my life, but I've done worse. And it's not about being perfect. It's about being fast and making decisions and trusting your instinct and letting go. You learn from this a lot about your choices and a lot about your natural instinct for filling the space, for building the composition. And it's great warm-up exercise when you want to create something but you feel blocked, because the pressure of time is going to give you this feeling that, okay, I have to do it quickly. Of course, drying time doesn't count because it can dry naturally, but the layers, you know, all the composition should be done in 15 minutes. We can put them. But for Vasilis is asking which paper is better for the layers on the bottom. I don't really have a good advice here. I do everything. I do both thick paper and thin paper. I just use something which is as thick as scrapbooking paper. Sometimes I go with a very thin one like tissue paper. It is all personal preference. I think most of people is using thinner, but it's not a general rule as it is. In general, there are no rules in art journaling. 15 minutes page, what do you think? Yeah, thank you. Well, thank you. My husband approved. It is okay then. And I'm going to see on the screen if there is some art or somebody who would like to talk to us. And I was trying just to show you how it is working.
Hello again. So that was it. 15 minutes and the same supplies as you had on the table, not too much of the thinking, a lot of pressure, not much talking as well. In case if somebody would like to join us, I'm just posting the link again so you can show up and say something, but you can also write it down. I would love to know what was your impression after journaling session like that, and was there anything that was valuable for you in a way that you think this is helpful, or it's maybe pushing you towards trying something, or maybe it is something that is absolutely not for you and you don't feel comfortable with doing any kind of flat journal pages or projects which are that simple, because it's also okay. You don't have to do art journaling. This is the concept which is not tempting for every person. It may be just, you know, not your cup of tea. and you would prefer to stick to big collage or something that is truly dimensional, like assemblage projects, or you just make a lot of beautiful faces painting. Liliana is excited. That's good to know. And I think these kind of sessions may help if you feel that you are stuck. Any kind of process that is just letting go is going to unblock your creativity, and it's going to help you go through the stage when you are not sure what you are doing. In the journal, it's just enough to paint one dot in the middle or to stick one layer of paper and then go from there. And that is quite enriching and freeing feeling that you don't really have to be perfect. The best part of journal is you don't have to show it to anyone, and it's a great place to experiment with others. And as far as I can see, we are not very active anymore. I think most of people is leaving at this point. So I just want to check with Chris if she wants to say something. Ilona is saying something in Swedish, which we can't read. It would be nice to create together sometime. Today was just a spectator. Okay. So next time, maybe, prepare the supplies, and we can agree on the color palette, or we can agree on one topic, or we can agree on the basic list of supplies. I gave you my basic list of supplies. In the end, I didn't put the metallic flakes, but I don't see space for it. Next time I have to. Like, I know I want to. So maybe I need to make one more page when there's going to be metallic flake in it. So I will just give you some space now. If you'd like to let me know, how was it? How do you feel about it? I'm waiting for the comments. You can leave the comments on Patreon. You use metallic flakes as coffee stains. Perfect. You can leave the comments on Patreon, or you can leave the comments on Facebook, but it's easier simply if you want to say something in private, you can always message me directly. So that is wonderful. And I was so happy that you decided to show up and say something and share your project as well, because that was so fun for me to see. And your artwork is very valuable for me because I can see your creative process and that the things are working for you nicely, and you just do. Yes, if you can leave the photos on Patreon. I'm not sure if you can pay, if we can post something there, but I can make a new folder, new album on the Facebook group, and then I will call it Creative Gathering, and you can just put your projects in there. So we will know these were done during the journaling session, and they were done inspired by this kind of, maybe somebody is going to try 15 minutes exercise to see how it's going to work, or maybe somebody would like to, just show something that was inspired by the process I was showing. It's going to be very interesting for all of us to see, I'm sure. And if you feel this is personal, don't show anything. It's also okay. How does it feel? But you like to talk. Oh, come on, Oriana. We love to hear from you anytime. And you are such a wonderful person. I think Chris wants to say something. Okay. Are you ready, Chris? I'm just checking. Hello.
Thank you.
You're
Sorry,
still
I'm
working
trying
very
to get
hard.
color down.
Well done.
I told
I've
you.
got my picture.
I can't hear you. Moment.
Can you hear me?
Phone. We can't hear you.
Am I on?
Let's try now.
Can you hear me?
I have no idea. Show us again the project. Okay, so there's a stencil as well, and then there is a lot of nice whitewash texture. And this photo is going to go in. Oh, look at this bow made of thread. Perfect. Wonderful progress, my dear ladies. So I can see she's very busy. She was painting all the time and doing a lot of hard work. So it was just me that couldn't hear you. Sorry, because my stuff is muted. Now I can hear you. So I can see the progress is going great, and you have an idea for the colors you are going to use.
I think I'm gonna go with the blue and like the bark of the intense.
Yeah, blue is always good choice.
I love blue.
One of my friends, she will just adore anything that is in blue color. So if you want to make her happy, show her the project with the blue color. She is going to be ecstatic. So that's how it works. Thank you so much for joining, and I'm waiting to see the final result, of course. If you can post it later on Facebook group,
Sure.
and I will be waiting.
Okay.
I'm sure
Thank
people
you.
will be waiting. Thank you so much. And yeah, I just muted myself. Like, yeah, this is me getting too excited. And I will make this folder for you. So tomorrow, oh no, I will make it now. And tomorrow I will post the photo of my project, because I will just take the photos in the daylight. And I will just love to see what you were up to, and what are the ideas. And I really had a great time with this journaling session. I hope we can repeat that in the future. Anya said she made a big mess, but forgot about all the stress I had this week, so that's great as well. Perfect. And you know what? This is the main purpose of doing that, to just release, let go, get into the zone, and feel better. So thank you so much for watching. I will go and clean my table now, and I will think if this journal page with the vintage photo of my dad is finished, but I think it is. And tomorrow I'm going to post the images so you can see, close-up look. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you for joining. Thank you for the lovely creative time, and I'm waiting to see your results. Bye, everyone.